Hello, BSmart viewers. Welcome back to another engaging episode of Manager's Mantra, where we connect with industry leaders who are shaping the future of business management. Today, we have with us Mr. Khalid Masood, Managing Director, Shalimar Corp, one of the top luxury property builders in North India. Mr. Masood stands as a guiding light within the Shalimar Group. With a rich background spanning MBA expertise, civil engineering proficiency, and a diverse set of business skills, he is committed to the company's overall growth. So, without waiting further, let's jump right into this insightful discussion.
Hi, Mr. Masood. A very good evening and welcome to this new session of Manager's Mantra. We are very excited to have you with us today, and I'm sure this will be a wonderful session.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you so much for having me here. It will be definitely uh, good for me as well to be a part of your program.
Thank you so much. So, let us start discussing the questions. My first question to you is that the Indian real estate sector is witnessing renewed momentum driven by infrastructure expansion, urbanization. Now, how do you see the tier two cities shaping the next phase of India's real estate growth story?
Abhishek, I feel that the share uh, that was the I sorry I personally feel that this primary markets of the country have done tremendously well in the past couple of decades. And now this is the right and appropriate time for the tier two cities to have their share in the market. And courtesy to all this development and infrastructure development, road connectivity, and other requirements that have been lacking in the tier two cities, all of it being in place, I'm what we have what we have been seeing in the last 7, 8, 10 years is that growth in the market is good. As far as the infrastructure is concerned, we have all what is required for a good living standards for the citizens of the city. And I personally feel that now this is the time for the tier two cities, and it will be for the next couple of decades. Two cities will be the major game changer for the entire nation. If you talk particularly of Lucknow, the state capital of UP, UP being a large state, Lucknow being the capital of such a populous state. What we have see what we have observed is that every pocket in which there have been good development or infrastructure support by the government, the real estate prices and the demand have picked up extremely well. And the numbers, the ticket sizes, the appreciation, everything have been much better as for the other cities of the country. I'm not talking of Bombay or Bangalore or Delhi or places like that, but definitely for the cities, for the other, if you exclude those 8, 9 cities, the growth in Lucknow have been much better even compared to the other tier two cities of the country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Masood. Sustainability has moved from a differentiator to now a necessity in real estate market. Now, how are developers balancing luxury, affordability, and green building commitments all at the same time?
See, what we are doing is that in any township, in any large township or any large development, if you carefully observe them, we have all kind of arrangements there which makes the township, which completes the township basically. What happens is that as far as sustainability is concerned, I'll say it any luxury segment as of now. If you see there are provisions of n number of things that used to lack earlier, like the smart metering system, like the air conditioning system, which is far more efficient than it was earlier. The VRV, the VRF systems, the building monitoring systems, the sensor-based lighting, things like that, solar power. So all these things are a part of the development which earlier weren't there. And so now to make the township or the development future ready, energy efficient, fuel efficient, you have to have all these kinds of provisions, which definitely makes the development better, make the lives better, and also good for the nation as far as the uh, conscious development is concerned. If on the second hand, if you see, we every development have to have a affordable housing or housing for economic weaker section or lower income groups, which is there, and to that completes the development, that completes the requirement of the society as well. Because if you exclude that part of it, that bit of it, it will definitely won't serve the purpose, because there's a requirement of luxury segment, there's a requirement of mid segment, and there's a requirement of affordable segment. And now what we are trying to do is we are trying to cover all the aspect of it, which makes the society and the development complete in itself. So that's, I think, the major role that is required as of now.
So, real estate often faces concerns around delays, transparency. Now, how important are governance and compliance and customer trust in building a long-lasting brand story?
See, customer trust is the foremost thing that is required in any business, whatever it may be, wherever it may be. Real estate, I'll say, needs a bit a more effort towards customer trust, because what we sell is a house that is meant for a person where he lives and he plans the future of his family, and it's a major part of investment of any individual house, whatever sector or whatever class he might be a part of. So it's a major investment, and what we sell is basically a dream or a commitment to a person, where he intends to buy a property to live in, which he have yet not seen, which is not yet ready. So I think that real estate is one of those sectors in which customer trust is very important, and this should be the major fulcrum of any organization concerning real estate. So, and for this customer trust, I feel that one thing that needs to be, which needs to improve to a major extent, is that the compliances is now post era. It have been structured well. The statutory compliance, that the control mechanism is there, and answerability is there, so that all the things are in place. So, and there though all those leads to strengthening the trust of the customer, strengthening trust of the customer as well as the financial institution, all the stakeholders in the trade. But the thing that needs a major improvement as of now is the statutory clearance, that for which we need support from the government, because customer trust, you have to be very concerned of. For that, there is a compliance mechanism in the form of RERA sanctions and many other rules and laws and ambit to it. But one more thing that is very important is we as a developer needs n number of sanctions from the authorities, basis of which, based on which we move to RERA or other regulatory agencies, and on the basis of both, we are able to fulfill the trust of the customer. So if the sanction process needs, I think that the sanction process need to be simplified. It have to be more single window system. It have to be more, I'll say, more friendly towards the customer, because we are the customer. I'll consider us as a customer to the agencies who are there for the sanction, for the things like that. But I personally feel that that process needs to be simplified, and it should be structured in a fashion that it takes less time, it is more smooth, so that the projects move faster, and that is the need of the hour.
Thank you so much, Mr. Masood. Now that you have spoken about the post RERA consolidation, let us talk about it a bit more. How do you think in the post RERA period, regulation changed the way developers approach execution, financing, and customer engagement?
See, primarily the trade earlier was not so well structured. There was not a not RERA is a platform on which the developer. It basically RERA is a act that needs to regulate both the buyer and the seller. But for various reasons, it's majorly an act more focused towards the sellers, less towards the buyers. So because the intent is to protect the interest of the buyers. So now, pre-RERA, what used to happen was that there was no platform or no forum on which the checks were there. Now, this is a forum on which all the sanctions, all the detailing, all the commitments are registered and then checked. So if a developer wants to sell a property, this is the platform on which you need to register. You need to give all the details. The authority first checks, evaluates, and then give you the permission to sell and give you basically a boundary within which you can operate. What to the extent to which you can change or not change, to which you can what you can commit, what you can't commit, what you shouldn't commit. There's basically a rules and regulations and a format on which you need to a boundary that you need to follow. That is this is the factor, this is the major factor which have given a decent amount of trust to the buyers, a decent amount of trust to the financial institutions, because financial institutions know that the money is safe. There is a RERA account which controls the inflow of the funds, and on that there is if the financial institution funds a project, they are very clear that there is a clear-cut policy drawn by the RERA, which will control the funds. So the funds of the financial institution is safe, the interest of the buyers is safe, the funds of the buyers is protected by RERA. So there is a lot that have been done by this act in the favor of the trade. I'll say it's not about the buyer or the seller or whatever. It's basically in the interest of the trade, and there is a lot that have been that have bettered the trade as a whole.
Thank you so much, Mr. Masood. That was really insightful. Mr. Masood, you have been in this industry for really long and you have seen the ups and downs. Now, what are the biggest leadership lessons you have learned while scaling a diversified business group in a highly competitive sector?
I'll say that in real estate, I'll say that one have to be very clear that you have to uh, every minute of your operation, you have to be very clear that the customer trust is the primemost thing that you need to be careful of. Number two, any flow of funds have to be very clearly demarcated. Even when RERA was not there, I have been very clear that I never used to deploy the funds of one project to the other. It have always been very clear that the project, the funds of a particular project have to be with that project only, for the development of that project only. It shouldn't be diverted or used in any other way. So I feel that A, the customer trust; B, you have to be very careful of the funds, whether it's the funds of the buyer or financial institution, and you need to control your limits. One have to be very careful that uh, even being optimistic, there should be a limit. There's a line which should be there between being optimistic or being too bullish. So you have to be aggressive, optimistic, yet cautious and careful. So I feel that in this state, if you take care of these three things, customer interest, the proper deployment of funds, and not being too bullish in the time when there are too much, uh, the situation is have too much to offer. These three things, if we consider and be careful of, things chances of things getting wrong is less.
Mr. Masood, what do you think are the some of the top opportunities, the top jobs available in the sector for the management students?
I think that real estate you have is the one of the best fields in which, as for any management employee, should enter, because it is a very diverse kind of business, and it have too much to learn. So I think that in any particular trade, I have been in distribution business, I have been in processing business, I have been in infra business, I am in real estate business. So what I am, and we still have all those businesses with us. But I feel that in any other trade compared to real estate, what to the extent that of my experience, I say that real estate have uh, there's much to learn. Too much complications, too much diversities, too much of different kind of opportunities, situation, complexes, challenges. So, as far as any management guy, I think real estate teaches you a lot. As far as the opportunities is concerned, this is an industry that is growing at a good pace. A Now the situation in real estate is very different to how it used to be. It's now very structured, proper, regulated kind of business like any other industry. And I'll say that the third, I'll definitely say that there's much to learn. You'll A 5 year of experience in real estate trade is equivalent to at least 10 years of what you'll gain or experience from any other business.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Mr. Masood. You know, those words will really inspire a lot of students looking to join the sector. And as you know that a lot of the viewers watching who will be watching this session will be really really interested to look up into the and be in the real estate sector after completing their studies. Now, there's a difference between dreaming and the real side of it, and there is a process involved in shaping those dreams and turning them to reality. Now, what advice would you give to the MBA students who are looking forward to build careers in real estate, infrastructure, or urban development sectors?
See, Vishek, I'll put it this way that I completed my engineering in 1997. Then I completed my MBA and then I joined business. When we used to join business at that in say year 1999 or 2000, the situation was much different. Then a civil engineer used to know, but he what we thought that we know the trade to know this engineering part to a larger extent. And then we have learned a bit in the management as well, and you join business and you get the sense of you get the feel that yes, you at least know the language, you know the you know how to work, where to find a way and thing like that. Now, when I see the young guys joining the organization, whether it's a civil engineer or a management graduate, I personally feel that the gap between what he's supposed to know and what he actually knows have widened what it used to be 20, 25 years back. Because now there's a lot more to learn. For any person who aspires to be in the field, whether it's real estate or any other field, that's not important. What is required is you need to know much more than that the normal curriculum of engineering or management teaches you. Like, I'll say that a person who have done engineering course and gets a 1 year course or a training done from Nigma, he have an edge of any other engineer graduate of the same caliber of the same level. Similarly, a management guy who joins the organization with a lot of knowledge of, say, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, things like that. So that value addition is very much required as of now. If you aspire to be a part of the real estate trade, I'll advise the young guys to get to know what is required for the particular trade, how AI can help, how digital marketing can help, how other monitoring and the monitoring or control based applications or systems can work better in the interest of the organization that you are going to join. That will give you a major push, that will give you an edge over others, and that is what is the need of the hour. You have to have a knowledge that is a bit extra from what generally your mark sheet and your grade sheet and your CPI needs. It have to be a practical knowledge, directly focused to the trade, directly focused to the for the market and for the organization that you are going to enter. That will give you an edge. That will give you a confidence. That will give you a jump in your in the organization that you are going to join.
Thank you so much, Mr. Masood. That will be really helpful for the students looking to join the industry. So that brings us to the end of the session. I'm really thankful to you for taking out time and talking to us. This was really a great session, and I'm sure the viewers will just love watching this session. We hope to stay connected with you and have you again in other sessions of Be Smart Business Standard. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. It was a pleasure being with you. Thank you.
So that's a wrap on this episode of Manager's Mantra. Thank you, Mr. Masood, for sharing your insights on India's real estate sector and providing career suggestions for the management students. Be Smart viewers, we hope you found this conversation helpful. Share your thoughts with us at bsmart.edit@bsml.in. Follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram for more such insightful and inspiring content. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.